Okay, so what we're looking at today is about molecular genetics. All right, molecular genetics is the study of the molecular structure and the functions of genes. Okay, so somebody who's a molecular geneticist is looking at, okay, we talked about the idea of chromosomes and DNA and genes within chromosomes. Somebody who's a molecular geneticist is actually studying what parts of the gene are responsible for what physical attributes as well as what psychological attributes, okay? Now, their intention and their goal is to be able to basically map the genes and map the genome sequence and be able to determine this gene is responsible for this, this, and this. This gene is responsible for this, this, and this. And be able to go down the line and say every single gene that you could potentially have and what's responsible for. Anybody see a potential problem with this?
It's a lot of genes.
That is a lot of genes. That would take a very long time. This is why they haven't done it all completely yet. But they do have some that are mapped. Any other problems with this?
Is this the genome project?
Yes. Okay. Here's what I have to show you. The two clips I have to show you. For the first one is from a movie. It's from a theatrical production. It's from the 90s. Anybody ever seen the movie Gattaca? It's kind of old now. Okay, first one I'm going to show you is from the movie Gattaca. I'm going to try, and I know that in here the volume is absolutely terrible. So see if you can, I'll try and see if you can hear it, okay? But the movie Gattaca is what we're looking at. We're going to look at a small clip, and it's talking about the narrator, and it's kind of the beginning of the movie, and he's talking about him and his parents, okay? So see if you can pick up some of the issues with molecular genetics.
I was conceived in the Riviera, not the French Riviera, the Detroit variety. They used to say that a child conceived in love has a greater chance of happiness. They don't say that anymore. I'll never understand what possessed my mother to put her faith in God's hands rather than those of her local geneticist. 10 fingers, 10 toes, that's all that used to matter. Not now. Now, only seconds old, the exact time and cause of my death was already known.
Neurological condition, 60% probability. Manic depression, 42% probability. Attention deficit disorder, 89% probability. Heart disorder, 99% probability. Early fatal potential. Life expectancy, 30.2 years.
Life expectancy is 30.2 years.
The name for the certificate? Anton?
No, Vincent Anton. Yeah, that's a good name.
I know he'll do something. He'll do something. Vincent?
From an early age, I came to think of myself as others thought of me,
Vincent?
chronically ill. Every skinned knee and runny nose was treated as if it were life-threatening.
I'm sorry, the insurance won't cover it. If he fell. But I was told that everything was. I really wish there was something I could do.
He's actually being denied to go to a school or a preschool or daycare because of what the genetics said.
Like most other parents of their day, they were determined that their next child would be brought into the world in what has become the natural way.
Your extracted eggs, Marie, have been fertilized with Antonio's sperm. After screening, we are left, as you see, with 2 healthy boys and 2 very healthy girls. Naturally, no critical predispositions to any major inheritable diseases. All that remains is to select the most compatible candidate. First, we may as well decide on gender. Have you given it any thought?
We would want Vincent to have a brother, to play with.
Of course you would. Hello, Vincent. You have specified hazel eyes, dark hair, and fair skin. I have taken the liberty of eradicating any potentially prejudicial conditions, premature baldness, myopia, alcoholism, and addictive susceptibility, propensity for violence, obesity, etc.
We didn't want, diseases, yes, but...
Right. We were just wondering if it's good to just leave a few things to chance.
We want to give your child the best possible start. Believe me, we have enough imperfection built in already. Your child doesn't need any additional burdens. And keep in mind, this child is still you. Simply the best of you. You could conceive naturally 1,000 times and never get such a result.
That's how my brother Anton came into the world. A son my father considered worthy of his name.
Okay, so I hope you were able to hear it, but the whole idea and the premise of that movie, Gattaca, is the idea of molecular geneticists being able to pinpoint specific genes for everything from heart disease to depression to learning disabilities to pretty much everything, okay? And the whole premise of that movie is that if we were able to pinpoint those things and then being able to go and basically take out the things that we don't want in our children, okay? Now that was, like I said, it's a theatrical movie. It's it's supposed to entertain you. It's sci-fi, okay? The other video clip I have for you is not sci-fi. This one is actually from the Discovery Channel, okay? And it's talking about a specific company and what they are doing right now. Okay, so I'll play that one for you.
Here's the situation. A contaminated energy drink has
Okay,
turned
I have
everyone
to
into
skip.
mutants. What this place needs is a hero. One who doesn't just survive, but does it with style. Who is this hero? Me! Not me? Oh, you!
Rated M for mature. Xbox One, now starting at $399.
Okay, you all want to.
Did you just feel the world get spookier? Oh, it's because 23andMe just got a patent on designer babies. Yeah. Anthony here for D-News, and depending on who you talk to, designer genetics are the future. You get to pick and choose the best possible traits for your child. And it sounds wonderful, but there's a great deal of debate about the ethical concerns behind designer babies. Who would own the technology? What happens to people who can't afford to make their baby as perfect as other families can? Well, it's caused so much of a stir that it's already been made illegal in the UK and Canada. And last week, 23andMe was awarded a patent for something called the Family Traits Inheritance Calculator. If you're unfamiliar, 23andMe is a service that will sequence your genome and then let you know about your DNA, from potential health issues to your ancestry to stuff like, will cilantro taste like soap to you? Because there's a gene for that. Now, the calculator is a feature on their site that lets you and any other member see what traits their hypothetical child might have. How likely would it be to have your blue eyes or my dark hair? It's fun, right? It's just goofs, but there's some other stuff in the patent as well. Stuff they felt they needed to address on their blog that has science news outlets like Nature feeling just a little creeped out. See, there's another thing the traits calculator could do that's outlined in the application. A figure shows the system being used in concert with in vitro fertilization clinics. The prospective mother gives her DNA, the DNA of potential donors is analyzed, and then you get a friendly little screen with a drop-down menu that lets you say things like, I want a baby with high probability of green eyes, or I would like the baby to have the longest possible lifespan, or a slightly shorter lifespan but less chance of serious illness. So you fill out the quiz, the computer picks the appropriate donor, and boom, you have your perfect baby. 23andMe states on their blog that they have no intention of pursuing the technology that far, but that doesn't mean they won't. They could take it even further. And even if they don't, they could use the patent to potentially block anyone else from developing something similar. And this is not the first time 23andMe has gotten a potentially spooky patent. Last year, they announced a patent on a particular genetic mutation that might be beneficial to treating Parkinson's, stating that it was a protective measure to keep other organizations from doing the same. The press and the company's customer base came out against the patent, stating that 23andMe had never told customers that their genetic data could be used used commercially. Now, there is something to be said for protective patenting. Something like the Parkinson's patent could keep it out of the hands of large pharmaceutical companies, but there's no guarantee that 23andMe will be any more open or generous with their findings. I would hate for potential progress to be halted by one company, or pushed too quickly by one. What do you think about the potential implications of 23andMe's new patent, or designer genetics in general? How about Gattaca? I love Gattaca. Let us know down below and subscribe for more D News.
Okay, so that brings me to this. I have some discussion questions for your group. So I want one person in your group to write down your answers, okay? So I want you to write down your answers. Yeah, I'm going to actually collect them. I want you to see what you think about the whole thing, okay?